the Arab world's most poverty-stricken nation.
Peace means love and respect, and living without pain or killing.
75% of the population in need of immediate food and medical aid, and 11 million Yemenis on the verge of starvation. The UN warns of the largest famine the world has seen in decades.
The president was very concerned about the humanitarian issues taking place in Yemen.
You guys know anything about the Arab Spring? No. Nothing. What do you...
I know that it is currently one of the largest humanitarian crises that our world is currently facing. I know that there's a lot of starvation going on because of a lack of food within the country. I realize that it touched so many people, and one of the largest issues, I believe, is the starvation within the country.
Did you learn about Yemen through school?
No, everything I've heard about it has been through independent news that I've seen on my own.
And why were you interested in the Yemeni conflict?
Because I believe that because it's such a big humanitarian crisis, we must do our best to stay informed. And as soon as I heard one news story about it, I decided that I simply wanted to just be more informed on the overall issues so that I could know more about what was going on and see if there was anything that could be done to help.
Do you try to stay informed with lots of world conflicts?
I do. Of course, it's difficult because there's so many conflicts in the world today, but I certainly believe that Yemen should certainly be one at the forefront of everyone's minds.
Yemen is one of the most overlooked countries going through conflict right now. World conflicts are not being taught in our schools today. Yemen has an awful humanitarian crisis, and we're not even learning about it in schools. The Yemeni civil war is an ongoing conflict that began in 2015. This conflict is between the Yemeni government, led by Abdrabbuh Mansur Hadi, and the Houthi armed movement. The origin has its roots in the failure of political transition supposed to bring stability to Yemen following the Arab Spring uprising that forced its longtime authoritarian president Ali Abdullah Salem hand over his power to his deputy Abdrabbuh Mansur Hadi in 2011. Yemen is a republic. There should be new elections every 6 years, but these rules are not being followed due to their current conflicts. There are many people fighting for control in Yemen, the large contributors being the General People's Congress, the former official government, Islah, the local Muslim Brotherhood, Houthi movement, Ansar Allah, and Harak. The smaller parties are the Arab Socialist Ba'ath Party, Yemeni Socialist Party, and the Nazarite Unionist Party, the Union of Public Forces, and Al-Haq. There is a lot of precious leaders and people who were in government who have been exiled by the various groups. The main document of law that they follow is the Sharia, Islamic law, that is their constitution. The main cause of conflict was a failure in political transition that was meant to bring stability during the Arab Spring. Even before the failure of transition, there were still major problems that were plaguing the nation, like the jihadists, a southern separatist group, unemployment, food shortage, and corruption. These reasons also helped urge the people to try to overthrow the government during the Arab Spring. The US and Britain have deployed their military personnel in the command and control center responsible for Saudi-led airstrikes on Yemen. Having access to lists on targets, Pakistan was called in by Saudi Arabia to join the coalition, but they refused.
I want life to be peaceful, so that we can play peacefully, go to the park, buy the toys we love, and go anywhere.
Stop the war, so we can enjoy our childhood and achieve our dream.
قتلونا خربوا بيوتنا ما عبش ما ناكل جاوعين بيوت مخربة
يعني خلاص روح كل ما عاد فيه ولا شيء لا عوادم ولا مصنع كامل يعني ما ذنب الجوع أسوأ
والله كل الجوع أسوأ من ضربة الطائرة ما تدرين ابنك يموت مول ولا انت من أنا أحسب لابن اللي ورايا ما بيش نفسي
ظلموني من ولادي
والله ظلموني من أولادنا
سنين ماتوا علي
شو اسمك عمو؟ وين أبوك؟ شنو متريقة متغدية متعشية؟ احكي لا تعال
What's next for Yemen? With the government not listening to its people, Yemen's situation does not look good. The war has no end in sight, the famine is continuing, health epidemics are rampant, and the economy is awful. Despite oil bringing in money, very few people are profiting off of it. However, if an investment is put into oil, an investment will also have to be put into infrastructure. But it is an unreliable source of funds. The only hope for Yemen is that the young people can rebuild the country, but that can only happen with safety and a sense of security, which is not something that looks like it's going to be in Yemen for a while.